Hey guys, welcome to another video of Mr. Bottomline podcast. Today I want to tell you guys a little story. Let's assume that you are in the year 1859 and I'm living in 1925 and you're in Australia. And this guy called Thomas Austin recently, he's a British guy, so he's recently come from British into Australia trying to settle in the tropical place. And somehow he seemed to be a fan of rabbits and the kind of shenanigans that rabbit do. And Australia, having been isolated for 50 million years, do not have any rabbit population. So he had to import 24 rabbits in 1859 from England. And you are with him and you're seeing that, okay, it's not a bad idea. And he ends up getting those 24 rabbits and releases in the wilderness in his farm. And I'm going to somehow I get a time machine. So from 1925, I come in 1859 and you're there and Thomas Austin is there. And I'm telling you guys, this is such a bad decision. You should not be bringing rabbits into Australia. And somehow both of you don't listen. And you're just a silent spectator. You can't do anything about it. And then I go back after 5 years, which is 1864, the rabbit population becomes from 24 in 1859. It has become 108 after 5 years. Now I come back and tell you guys, I told you it's a big problem. And then both of you say, okay, 108 rabbits, not a big problem. And I say, okay. Then I go back again. And after 20 years, I come back and say this rabbit population is increasing. And you're saying this 9,700 rabbits. Not a big problem. Why are you still fretting about it? Please go back to 1925. I say I go back to 1925. And I come back after 35 years. And then the rabbit population this time is 900,000. And then now Thomas Austin and you are waking up and then saying that, okay, we'll do something about it. We'll call some animal control and we'll do something about it. And then I go back. And then after 10 more years, which is 45 years after Thomas Austin first released 24 rabbits, I come back and the rabbit population is 17.5 million. And you guys are saying, okay, little bit of panic mode set in. And then you're saying, okay, maybe we'll be doing something about it. Animal control is aware of it. We control the problem. And now I come back. It's already 1925. We are in the same year. So there's no need for me to time travel. You guys are already there. And I take a flight to Australia and I tell, look what your decision of releasing 24 rabbits in the wilderness led to. You know, what is the rabbit population in Australia? A freaking 10 billion. Yes, what started as 24 rabbits has become 10 billion. So this is the end of the story. So what I want to do, what is the point of telling the story, you may ask. Now, I recently read this book called What I Learned from Investing from Darwin, written by this guy called Pulak Prasad, who is a guy who owns a fund called Nalinda Capital. These guys call themselves a permanent investors, but a chapter on the book talks about this. And all this while, when we talk about the power of compounding, we always wash it off saying that, yeah, I understand theoretically what power of compounding is, and I know what it means. Yes, of course, we see compounding effect of anything growing, whether it is money or other aspects, like rabbits in this case. But this book made me see the compounding effect from a very different perspective. I think we'll never get power of compounding practically unless we become beneficiaries out of it. Now, because of this decision of Thomas Austin to release 24 rabbits in the wilderness, it is now costing Australia $200 million every year. The damage to the flora and fauna ecosystem in Australia is amounting to 200 million because of this one bad decision by a British settler in Australia. While coming back to power of compounding, while we understand this theoretically, if you see the same example and compounding just not going to change just because the examples change, for the first 20 years, there is no action. From 24 rabbits, it just becomes 9,700 rabbits. So there was practically no option. And from 20 years to 45 years, there was little action. Yes, 9,700 become 900,000. Yes, it's okay, but it's not a big deal. But the real deal happens when after 45 years to 66 years. So this is where I wanted to talk about this one guy who we all call as like one of the greatest minds, investing brains of 21st century, Warren Buffett. Everybody, remembers him for his beautiful mind and his investing strategies, his ability to think outside the box, everything. But his biggest virtue, even Warren Buffett himself had told that he is not a high IQ guy, he's at best an average IQ guy. So what makes him so successful? He himself has confessed that patience is the biggest virtue of a great investor. While we all talk about his great intelligence, we comfortably forget one aspect is that he's now reaching hundreds, and he started investing when he was 15 years. So this dude stayed invested for 75 years of his lifetime. And so if you have to be the beneficiaries of compound interest, you need to outlive this 45 to 66 years. And yes, this is the whole point of the story today, which is to say the power of compounding is not the theoretical concept that you think it is. You need to be a beneficiary of compounding effect in some form to see the gravity of the thing. No surprise why Einstein told that compound effect is the eighth wonder in the world. So thank you guys. Lovely to talk to you in another video. And I'm going to end with the same thing. Please subscribe if you come this far. I see a lot of non-subscribers watching my content, and the retention is also very good, which means you try to watch as much of the video till the end. So there's no reason for you to not stay subscribed. Continue to subscribe to this channel, and I'll obviously promise you that there will be a lot of value delivered to you, and you won't regret the decision. Thank you, and until we meet in the next video.